Testing. I'm gonna put on some really quiet music so that my headset doesn't turn off by accidente. La 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 la. Are we in focus? Focus. Is it in focus? Yeah? Is it in focus? I just wanted to check the
I can't get there on the page.
What page?
On our tiny house, our YouTube page.
Yeah, I've got it set to unlisted.
Oh, there we go. Oh, because I'm... Okay, I got it.
It's just, this is weird. It's going to our homepage here. You see that?
Yeah. What
Should I just go live and just see what happens?
Yeah, see what happens.
Just see what happens.
Is this still unlisted?
Yeah, it's unlisted, yeah.
But you'll make it public?
Yeah. Making it public now. There we go.
It's working?
It should be. Let's see if I can hear myself. It should be. Here we go. Let's do a little audio inception here. Okay. I'll mute that.
I'm just gonna post the... We're live?
We're live.
No one's watching.
No one's watching it. Why is nobody watching? Hello, hello. Can you hear us? Let us know if, oh, I can hear myself coming through on Kiva's laptop, so that's a good sign. Yeah, let's design a tiny house. Now, we learned from our last stream that we should focus more on the design than on the structural stuff, so we're going to kind of do more of a block out design approach to this stream. So, we already sort of talked about the length, 24 foot. Should we just go ahead with that? I think last one was 24, but it's a good length. It's a good length. So I'm going to open up 24-foot long project file here, and we'll get started. So why don't you get some feedback on how thick we'll still need to figure out how thick the floor is going to be, because I'm going to block that out so that because that will affect like the available space to work with inside. So we need feedback on
The walls and the floor?
the walls. Yeah. So the framing size of the walls, the if we're gonna have like a rain screen, if we need to have an overhang, how long that will be, because that will decide the position of the walls, that kind of thing. So let us know those. I know I just threw a bunch of things out there, but
Sure. So I guess if we're designing for a colder climate, we would have like maybe 2x8s in the floor. If there's anyone in a climate that wants to see something that would be built for the climate that they live in modeled on here, if you want to chime in on the chat. If I don't hear anything, then I guess we'll just do 2x6 floor and ceiling, roof.
sure. I'm just prepping the file here, getting it loaded up, and I'll switch to show my screen in just a moment. Ta-da! I love that transition. It's amazing. Cool. All right, so we're just going to do a block out. So rather than framing, like I said, each individual piece of material, we're going to do sort of a more conceptual thing. So what I'll just do is I'll simulate this entire area getting filled in, like so. But we are going to do layers. So do block floor. Group that, go to there. Now, 2x6 you said?
Yeah.
So let's see, 6 inches. So we talked about how best practice is to keep things up off of the trailer, but for simplicity's sake, we're gonna just lay it down straight. Let's say we're in fairly warm. We're gonna say we're in a warm climate. We're not super concerned about thermal bridging, but you'll learn all about that in a video that we're putting out soon. So this will be the floor framing. And let's block out, so I'll just color this with wood to indicate that that's framing, and we'll drop down a subfloor right on top. Three-quarter inch. And this will be plywood to indicate that it's the subfloor. And I will take a moment to cut around the wheel wells. course it's not cooperating when we're live. I'll just do it from here. Okay. Oh, look at that. That looks so good. Okay, so let's put in some walls. So let's build out the shell.
So maybe what kind of roof?
Yeah. So what shape of roof do we want to put in here? Meanwhile, I'll make a little thingy here.
So someone's asking on a 24-foot, what feet are taking up the wheel wells? Is that maybe like how long the wheel wells are? How many feet are being taken up by the wheel wells?
Yeah, so I mean the length is roughly 5.5-ish feet lengthwise, and then on this the height is about 7 inches. So obviously the finished, once that's kind of boxed in, it'll be a bit more than that.
So we got two suggestions for the roof style. One is linden and the other is shed roof.
Okay. Now the linden. Could you describe that? I know I saw a picture of it briefly, but I think it had, does it have dormers or is it like a gable roof? With, yeah. So I'm putting that question back at you. I'll get some walls started
I showed
here.
it to you on Facebook. Okay.
Yeah, why don't you go? You try to pull that up and show me. Meanwhile, I will get a start on the walls. So do we want to do, well, we said it was going to be not a particularly warm, or
Not particularly cold.
not a particularly cold climate, so let's do just 2x4 walls.
Oh, it's got look at it.
Oh, okay. All right. So front to back style.
There's a little
Okay.
pop out that also has a
Yeah, let's add the pop out.
after.
Yeah, let's start with the base roof and then we can just pull the pop outs up if we get to that point. But we can start with maybe the ground floor, populate that, and then when we get up to the loft, we'll see about extruding the top. Okay. Maybe you want to link. Is that on our Facebook?
Yeah, you just share the photo.
Can you try linking that into the chat so people can see what we're talking about? Are you putting the, did you manage to link it?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just gonna put that in now.
Framing. So Kiva's linking a picture of what we're...
Oh, it's a link to a photo. Link? Okay.
She's doing something. We'll find out what happens.
To Facebook post. Photo of. Is it a food truck? Someone asked.
You should do that. So I'm just going to color these with wood to indicate that this is framing, not the finished surface. Okay, so I guess the next question is, where do we want that peak to be? So what we're talking about doing is, I guess I can just, here, I will draw it. We're talking about doing a wall kind of like this, or rather a roof structure that looks like that from back to front, up something like this. So how far back, or how far from the back or how far from the front should the peak of the roof be? Is there any intention on...
It looks pretty centered.
Yeah, but is that, so is that one that we've looked at, is that a 24-foot long? It looked kind of short in that photo. It might have just been the perspective.
Yeah,
but what do we want to do in the loft? Like, is one side going to be sleeping? Are both sides going to be sleeping? One side going to be storage? Do we need to allocate like more headroom to one, like lopside it one way, or do we want to put it like bang on in the center? So tell us what to do there.
so someone just said centered.
Just center it. Okay, let's see what happens with that then.
Front side is bed space and back side pitch is bath.
The front, okay, so for this, for simplicity of keeping track of things in SketchUp, I'm going to refer to the front as where the hitch is, so like front being where it's facing when you're driving. So does that mean that the rear of the trailer is for sleeping? If you could confirm that, if that's what you want to do. And does that mean that we want more? Do we want to lopside the peak over to there?
It says, okay, hitch is bath and over it is an office.
In the loft is an office? Like a sit down space?
Yep.
Okay. So do we want it centered then? Let's just center it. Let's go 12 feet from the back. Let's see what happens when we do this. And then I guess what does the pitch need to be?
Is the linden a tumbleweed?
Sounds familiar. Yeah. I've heard that name before.
So someone's asking, can someone build a disabled tiny house for a paraplegic person and will be available?
Yeah, I mean, the design, there's no restriction on what can be designed. So you could have like an all one floor kind of design. You can have like a attachable ramp if like a wheelchair access is needed. There's someone was talking a lot about that at the Jamboree, I think. Right?
Oh, and yeah.
But for this, we're going to move forward with that Linden style that was suggested. So let's go with 2x6 ceiling, and let's just keep with the simple stuff because we're still getting used to this. So we'll do a 312 pitch. So that's nearly there anyway. So what we could do is, we've already got that there. So I'm just going to move this up to this line. So basically just drew, this is kind of like a little cheat here. Just drew a 12-inch and a 3-inch line, and then matched my angle to that. And then if we want to do a 2x6 roof framing, I'm going to go out like this, 5.5 inches. And I'll just draw in, I don't want to do that, yeah. Sure, why not? Let's do this. That, pull this out to here. So there's a little height limit indicator, so I'm going to just get that out of the way for a second. Just duplicate that. And so on top of the framing, there will be sheathing as well. So yeah, let's just simplify this by saying that there will also be sheathing. So let's just do 1/2 inch for the roof here. Actually, can I see that picture again?
Yes.
Put 4. So we only got 2 inches for the side. So we actually need to
There's a
tuck
little,
this in. Oh, so this is going to actually account
There's a
for
little
the...
deck out front too.
Yeah. So it does have overhang. So, you know, we should actually be tucking this in a bit tighter. You know?
Right.
In order to get the overhang. what I can actually do, I'm actually going to look at grabbing a different trailer model. And let's see about, that was 8'4". This is, oops.
We're adjusting for overhang.
Yeah. .10. So this is going to give us an extra 6 inches, I think, to do a narrower trailer. So I'm going to look at just grabbing what we've made so far and just copying it over, and then we'll just tuck it in a bit narrower.
We did 2x4 walls, right?
Mm-hmm. Looking for the center point. There it is. Center that. And then we're going to tuck all this in. All the framing for a second. So the fender's actually in the same spot. It's just how far out this comes. tucking it all in, tucking it in. Okay. Oh, just this last wall. Okay, so we're narrowing that. And then the roofing will actually come out, how wide are we here? 8'4". So you can see now how that looks a little bit more legit, right? So if you, we're at 8'4", so you have like 1 inch for like a fascia. So really it should be even a little bit tighter than that. We'll push it in another tiny little bit here. And then how are we for the height limit here? So yeah, I want to bring this up a bit. So let's say we want to do oh yes, okay. So this already counts for the sheathing, but let's say we want to go up another, leave an extra 2 inches to be safe. So on top of the sheathing you have your roofing and then a peak cap. So we're going to leave 2 inches to account for that. And we'll go like this, grab it by the top of that little marker and move it up in line with the height limit. So we can see we're right at that limit. And then we'll pull this up to there. Same on the other side, so we're gaining as much height as we possibly can here while accounting for the thickness of the roof structure as well as what goes on top, like the actual roofing.
So someone, LB Jackson says, make the floor come over the fender wells. You lose 12 inches if you don't. But we tucked it all in because we are following that linden design, correct? Or no, it's
yeah.
to the
Well, we tucked it in to make an overhang on the sides because of the way the roof is. Like if the roof was the other way, when you've got the slope of the roof, you can kind of kick out water and also like have a gutter potentially. But on the sides, like the gable ends, normally you'd be on the ends. You could actually extend that roof a little bit more without, because you're going lengthwise, you don't need to worry about like exceeding the width restriction. But when we're working within the width restriction here, the only thing kind of protecting those big side walls here. I know I'm like doing all this gesturing when I've got the drawing right in front of me here. The only thing really protecting these walls is the overhang, which is very minimal. So like these walls will be subjected to a lot of weather, which is why it's not a bad idea to try to give it that bit of overhang if possible. And just to follow the theme of the suggestion, because we're working on your suggestions, to match that linden, like it has to be tucked in order to produce the roof that is depicted in that photograph. So this is a more close representation than trying to push it right out to the brink there. Yeah, so let's see about pulling this out a bit. That looks like a reasonable representation of that. Getting pretty close with the exterior here. So this is a good way to like just block it out. It's the same, I'm feeling the same story as last time, is that in an hour it's pretty tough to make make something that's really accurate. My instinct is to make it super accurate, and I need to just let go. But you can really, I would recommend doing this kind of block out first, because we just found and did a whole adjustment for the width before we got all this other stuff figured out. Because say we had done the whole interior and position all the stuff, and say, oh, the washing machine will just fit in there with a margin of like 1.5 inches to spare between that and like, the bathroom or whatever. And then we're like, oh, we need to shrink the whole house by 4 inches, and then it doesn't fit anymore. Then you got to go back inside and change all that. So it's good to just play with blocking out the structure like this and just looking at it, trying to identify potential issues. So I'm just going to draw in, just going to try to quickly draw in some outside sheathing. Actually, let me just make sure that my layers are still good. Looks good. Well, let's actually leave the exterior for after. Let's go inside. So, well, one thing we could do is like, where do we want the door? The main door. Are there 2 doors, or are there just one? And where do we want it?
There's sorry, I'll show you the photo again. The door on the back, I would assume, because I don't see the hitch there.
Oh, there's
right.
There's a porch. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think I see what you're doing. What's going on there? Let's just, kind of the mind to just, like, make an extended porch thing. Let's make a fold-down porch. So let's build.
That's exciting. Yeah,
that's right. Our designs are very exciting. Let's do a fold-down porch. So we'll slap the door on here, and then is it dead center? Looked centered.
It looks centered, yeah.
Let's slap it on here, and then see what we can do with that. So how wide is the door?
What's an average door?
Well, between ours is like 34, I think. Maybe between 30. I think between 28 and 36. Is an average for a door, and then the height is like 80, 82, or the rough opening is 82.
Right.
Yeah, the rough opening for a door is usually, the width is 1 inch wider.
Yeah, porch over the.
Oh no. Yeah, 2 inches
door?
wider.
Porch over the 3.0 door.
Yeah, we can put a porch. Sorry, I was just distracted. Let's do a 34 door. Well, let's see what it looks like. So it'd be 36 wide, and half of 36 is 18. True story. Cool story, bro. And the height, let's say, I don't know, 82?
Yeah.
I think is that right? Can you Google that? Somebody Google it.
I can Google it.
You guys, but they're supposed to be doing the work or they're supposed to be doing the research, and I'm supposed to be the,
I'm just being creative.
Yeah. Yeah. That is pretty good. All right, let's.
80 inches.
80-inch high?
Yeah.
Plus.
80 by 36.
Okay. Are you sure it's not? Okay. Let's.
Exterior door.
Yeah. We're good. Let's leave it like that. We're good. I've decided that is good. Okay, now we're inside. So let's. What kind of flooring? Let's just put some stuff on the walls to kind of clad it out. So what kind of floor do we want here? I'll say, how thick is our floor? It's only like 7 millimeters, which is what? Like, it's under a half an inch, right? 3/8? I think it's about 3/8 thick. So let's do that.
So one person said carpet, another person said laminate 3/8.
Carpet. You know what? I actually am a fan of carpet, and we had this.
I know, I am a fan of carpet too.
What? But you
it's...
You fought me. You fought me on the carpet.
Yeah, I did. I've seen carpets
It's
in
clean.
lofts.
Yeah, I mean, if you have animals.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like
Benjamin
yeah.
is just like with the wet paws all over the place.
Because you can also lay like rugs down to get that same kind of.
Mhm. Yeah, we have a rug.
Maybe we should get a bigger rug in here. It'd be good for Benjamin.
Light or dark floor? First comment gets it. Light. Done. I get like that's pretty good. I mean, the texture is terrible. I don't have time to search for textures, but there's some great websites where you can grab textures and put it in and make it look real nice. So let's clad. Well, what we can do actually is let's outfit some of the. See, it's all about we're trying to learn the best order to do this in quickly. So let's populate the interior with some stuff, and we have to keep it off the wall by about a half an inch because if this is currently representing the
sheathing,
well, the inside of the framing, inside face of the framing. So there needs to be an interior paneling. Will have to go on. But what I want to do is cut out the windows, which usually you'll need to know where your interior contents are before you can place the windows. See what I'm saying? So if we put the kitchen and like go, here's the sink or whatever, you may want the window centered over the sink. So the position of that window is determined by the contents of the interior.
Well, if we are still following the Linden design, Jenny Nor said the bathroom is over the hitch, and then there's an office in the loft above.
Okay. What shape is the bathroom? If that is that does that question make sense? I'm gonna box these in, so these need to be at least
5 foot width.
Say 2 inches, at least 2 inches.
Probably takes up the whole back end. Oh, Kitty wants in.
Oh, you know what I totally realized is I never even positioned this camera. Like, you can't even see. Hang on. Oh, it's so weird and delayed if I watch it on the stream. Hang on. Stream noobs here. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to do the fender. Okay, so the bathroom. I mean, at the doors here, so the bathroom's at the over the tongue, not over the tongue, but out at the tongue end. And is it the full width? You're saying 5 foot, but the interior width we've got is about 7 feet. So what is the layout of the bathroom? Is it going to be kind of like across, like this shape. So vote for a cross shape or this other shape.
Sorry, what are you making the cabinet?
The bathroom. So I'm assuming it's not this shape. This is an option, but I just want to confirm, like, is it up against the wall like this?
Right.
Yeah.
5 by 7 with
Oh, so 5 deep. So just to confirm, you're talking like 5 foot deep, like that, and then the full width.
She says 5 by yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
5 by 7. Yeah. Okay, cool. And so 5 feet's pretty deep. So what do we want in there? Like, do we want the shower in the corner and then a toilet in the other corner, or
Corner is for out-facing fridge.
and also, you know, where is the entrance to this? Is the door in the center, or is it off to the side so that you have more space on the side?
He's in the house.
Has been in the house. Toilet in separate area. Three by 3 fridge, offset door. Okay. And okay, so the door's off to the side. Just gonna pull these in so to get a better sort of sense of it. What do we have for headroom here? So right now this is only 5 foot 4 inch headroom, which is totally not enough. And on top, what do we have here? I got 3 feet. So obviously we will need that dormer system to make enough space. How much headroom when you're standing in the bathroom? How high should the ceiling be?
Okay, so are you seeing the chat at all? No.
I mean, I was kind of looking at it.
The toilet is in a separate area. Oh no, sorry, that's a different suggestion. 3 by 3 fridge set, offset door.
Mm-hmm.
Then someone says you have a quiet audio feedback pulse every second.
A feedback pulse?
Yeah.
I'm just watching. Sorry, I'm like pausing and watching my audio meter, see if it's bouncing. I don't see anything. We'll watch the stream back and try to see if we can hear it. But I just wanted to confirm before we start populating the inside of the bathroom. I just wanted to make sure the height was right. So I'm asking for headroom underneath, or headroom inside the bathroom, because this also defines how much space there is in the loft above it. So we have a tall person, we got a short person. Our loft is 6'4" to the underside. So I can go with that and see what it looks like.
Adrian was just barking at us.
He was barking at us?
Yeah, because I just had the screen door. Someone's asking what our plans are after the house is finished.
You know, just to chill. Plans after the house is finished, just to chill out for a bit.
We plan on doing a few videos to show what it's like living in the house and talking about what we would do differently.
Can you hear Kiva when she's talking, by the way?
Am I talking really quietly?
Well, because it's just this microphone that's picking up. There's no other microphone.
I'll just keep typing in the chat then.
Yeah.
Oh, people say they can hear me.
Okay, good.
But I'm quiet. Fair enough.
So is the door where I'm looking right now? Is the door into the bathroom on the right or the left? It's an easy question. Right or left?
Someone auto-corrected my
Left.
name to kebab.
That's good.
That's amazing.
That is good. So we're going to go with a 28-inch opening, I think. And we're going to go like this. So this is just like a little bounding box. And then so shower 3x3 on opposite wall. So I'm just going to back out here a little bit. So which corner is the shower in where I'm looking right now? So either opposite the door, back right, or close right, which is, you know, to the right when you walk in.
Opposite door.
Opposite the door. And it's 3x3.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the shower. And what I could do just to represent it, are you imagining glass? Like a glass, like this kind of thing, and then obviously there'd be a pan under there. And then, okay, so where would is the toilet in here, and which corner would be? So let me just reposition. Get in here. It's a tight space. It's a tiny house. So is the toilet in on the right or the left here?
I'm just checking Facebook if there's more notes. On that photo.
Okay, left side for the toilet here. I might actually start pulling from the 3D warehouse. This is probably super high poly model. Well, also, okay, so is it a composting toilet or flush toilet? See, it's good to get these. Uh oh, stream is buffering. It says it's offline.
Oh. Yep.
Oh.
Coming back on.
Come on. Can you guys see? Sorry, if you can see us right now, our view of the stream is sort of halted right now, so we're not sure if it's gone down. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Should I try restarting it?
Sure.
Trying to restart it. Oh, we lost a whole bunch of viewers.
Yeah. We had 20 there at one point.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. It's very strange because we didn't. Nothing happened or nothing changed. Oh, my laptop, it's looking good. Are we back? Ah, it may be back, hopefully. Nice. We lost like everybody left. No! We should probably wrap it up pretty soon, actually.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Nothing. Yeah, we didn't. It just suddenly went down. We didn't start downloading anything or doing anything weird on our end. Somebody asked, Iron Eagle going to offer anything wider than the 8.5 foot? That keeps coming up.
Iron Eagle seems to change their design based on people's requests. So
Yeah.
I don't know if he's doing any wide trailers right now, but if you asked him, then maybe he will, if he hasn't already.
Yeah, just check with them. Just give them a call and ask what the options are for wide. Because as Kiva said, I think it's based on, they kind of make changes based on demand. So if lots of people are asking for wide trailers, they'll probably make the effort to figure out how to achieve that, like in their manufacturing process. So yeah, just follow up with them and see if you can convince them to take that under consideration. Yeah, 10-foot wide trailers with 10-foot wide axles. I don't think so. I think most of the wide trailers we've seen, the trailer is out and the wheels are still tucked in to like road width at like 8.5 ish. Yeah, so let's try to throw a couple more things in here. So the question that we did right before the stream went down, which is still looking a bit sketchy, was composting toilet or flush toilet? I don't know if you guys heard me.
I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, I put it in the chat. The stream has been a little bit sketchy. Do we want a composting toilet or a flush toilet?
Is there a model in the warehouse for compost?
You bet there is.
Separate, another person said.
There's lots of random stuff in here.
There's a nature's head.
Then there is like an official nature's head, or I'm not sure if it's actually modeled by the company or anything, but there's definitely ones modeled directly off of nature's head. Let's look at this. I like this simpler just because it doesn't need to be super detailed. It just needs to represent and be the right size. How tall is this? 1'8". I was curious. How to go back? How big is this model compared to the other one? Oh, it's about the same size. Yeah. So anyways, sorry, before our stream kind of got a bit messed up there, we were talking about doing the toilet in this corner. So should it be oriented like that or facing the other way? So A or B?
Rotate facing.
They're saying B. Right. And it has to be a little bit away from the wall so your elbow doesn't hit the wall. All right, and then would you have a sink? Sort of what I'm sort of starting to see here is you might want to have the sink sort of like here, and then is the kitchen going to be against this wall, kind of like here? Oops. Kitchen like that, and then like kitchen sink be like here. And then you could have like the water shared between the two. These are things that I start thinking of when it comes to like functional design.
Yeah.
You're saying yeah? Okay, cool. All right. And what's at the front door? Let's just do a quick kind of wrap up. I think what we might want to do is just continue this one on the next stream. So we're talking about doing another stream early next week, and we might want to finish this one just to sort of finalize like what are all the important elements we want to hit, and then we'll have a better set of like questions that we can kind of rapid fire at you for the next one, the next fresh design, and kind of make more progress quicker so we can get to the interior sooner and get to a more complete state by the end of the stream. So do we have like a living room near the front door, or is the kitchen going to be kind of like one long strip like this?
It says bath is 5 foot deep, kitchen is 10 foot deep,
Okay.
living space is remainder.
Okay, 10 feet to there. So we can squeeze that down. Is this roughly kind of like where the kitchen sink would be? Let's just toss in a window here. And living room. So would we have, you know, my instinct with this design would almost be to offset the front door and then have a couch. Sort of make it like a long. I'll just show you quickly what I'm seeing here. Is this not how do you spell futon? Oh.
Like that.
Apparently. Un futon? Ah. Yeah, I see. Let's do this one. It's probably gonna be way too big. Come on, come here, futon. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, it's enormous. So here's the dangers of grabbing something. Here's the dangers of grabbing something off the 3D warehouse. You know what? Let's look for another one. Let's just try that again. I mean, I could scale it, but that looked a bit. That model was a bit insane. Simple futon. You know what? When you search something on the 3D warehouse, use the term simple. It might have more success. There's a pro tip for you. Okay. That's good, right? Oh god, what's happening here? Ah! this is really low. Get low. Get low. Actually, this might be super high. I was just really whipping this together. 36. Actually, no, this is low too. It's just the, excuse me, I think it's the perspective. Because we're like really, our field of view is ultra high, so we can see inside.
Right.
I feel like I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Okay, let's move this over just a tad. Yeah. So sorry, I was just going to.
But that's not gonna fit.
It's gonna fit. Okay. You gotta bear with me. Bear with me here. I have a plan. So you tuck that in like that.
3x5 for the seating? Questioning?
Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Let's go like that. See, I'm just playing around here, and this is what this is all about. It's yeah, I'm just taking it over. I don't need to listen to anyone on the stream anymore. I got this. I got this. Hold my beer. Hold this. This is not a beer. This is actually a soda water. Let me just scale this up. Nice long futon. So I'm almost thinking like then you could have like a TV here or a projector or something. Know what I'm saying? Oh my, what is happening here? Get that TV there, and then I wonder if it's possible to put seating or like kitchen seating. Oh, and I guess the other thing was that there's another loft over here. Oh, you know what? Okay. So you could do something like put this back to how it was. And then there could be like a little, yeah. Well, here's a question. So now that I've kind of messed around with this, but what was the original intention for access into the lofts? Were you saying the fridge would be here? Is that the fridge? And if so, are there stairs? See, the way I'm looking at this now, it's like, how do you get into this loft? If there's no fridge here, then this could be like a ladder,
Right.
or something. And then on this side, though, yeah, this door is way too tall. I think I'll bring it down by 2 inches, but yeah, it might be kind of tough because now we're looking at it being kind of like
24-inch deep kitchen opposite a 3x3. I'm not really sure what this step up.
See, this is the problem with having a door with a loft right over the door. I'd like to see some, between now and the next stream, who was it that was, is it Jenny Noor that originally suggested sorry, what was it? I'm so bad with,
E.J. Runya.
oh yeah, I'm so bad with names. And also, was it the Linden? The Linden, okay. I'm like tech, I don't.
You did good.
Okay, I'm trying. If you could send us a couple pictures of the inside, so I'm really curious to know how the loft fits over the door. I actually did a design with someone a while back where we ran into this problem, and it was like all about balancing the door height with the loft height, and I think eventually we ended up shifting it over enough that the door was not interfering with the loft anymore, because it was such a hassle to make it work. Because otherwise you have to cut down, like a standard exterior door is pretty tall, and even if you're a short person, it's like you'd have to get a door and then cut the door down, and then have this like custom you know, size in order to get the loft down. I mean, when I look at this, I almost think that the door should be on the side here. That, or extend this loft out further. However, the whole idea, I guess, was that this one would be the sleeping loft, right? Because we talked about this one being the office loft. So, all things to think about. I think we should probably wrap up this stream. But here, these are some questions for you guys. Where we're at now, what I'm kind of talking about, for you guys to ponder between now and early next week. Give some solutions to some of the questions. Send us some pictures on. Maybe we'll try to make a post on the community tab asking for like links to pictures and stuff for this design, or for things that could fit into this design. You know, say, hey, try to use this kitchen layout, or hey, try to use this solution for how a loft goes over a door, or whatever. And we'll pick this up next time, I think.
Thanks a lot for tuning in.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah, we'll hang out for another just like 2 minutes. If you have any questions or any suggestions on just moving forward with this while we still got you on live here. And I'm going to take a sip.
I'm going to go let the dogs out.
Yeah, but who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Oh, we're going to get a copyright strike if we sing that. So one final question popping up here. How wide is this floor space? It is... let's hide this. It is 7 foot 1 inches, because this is currently not accounting for the finish wall. So the framing, from framing to framing, is 7 foot 2 inches. And that was in order to give enough space for the overhangs. So we're at 8 foot 3. So, and this is the framing, so you put on a fascia board and bring your roofing caps over it, and you've eaten up that last 3 inches, and you're all the way out to 8.5 foot wide. And so if you're building to stay within the just general unpermitted width limit for a vehicle, you really got to like keep that in tight and account for all the layers, because you know, I think we are, from certain points, like I don't think at any point if you just measure straight across we're wider, but where our roof sticks out down low and where it sticks up high is like a little bit pushing it, because we didn't account for some of the like final layers and steps that we had to do to finish it off. Anyway, is there anything else popping up here?
Someone says we need to do a video on the curtains.
What, those?
They're so ugly.
They're horrible. It's just like a temporary piece of fabric we threw up there just to get it done, but we want to actually put up something nice. Yeah, so just send us feedback. We'll ask for feedback on social media. Make sure you're following us there, and we'll pick this one up next time. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you again soon.